Hello everybody, my name's Ryan Wild from the Superior Networks Training and Personal Development team. Today we're going to start the introduction to Visual Basic. For this demonstration, or for this tutorial series, we're going to be using the free Visual Studio Express, which is free to download from the Microsoft website. So, to start off with, I'll show you how to actually download it. I won't actually install it because I do have it on here, provided it's recording the right screen, which it looks to be. So, if we pull over Chrome, all you need to do is type in Visual Studio Express. Just hit Visual Studio Express, should be the first link, and it should be brought to a site like this. Now, scroll down to Visual Express or Express 2013 for Windows. Should look like that. Then you just hit download, and you'll be brought to this. So we're just looking for this. This is a language pack you don't need, and we want to hit that. I think. Let me just check. Yeah. And it's going to ask you to sign in. Let's just log in there. Nope. Oh, it's going to ignore that. Yeah, it was me. Next. Just because we've changed some details. And it will ask you to fill out this. It's completely optional. And we don't want to bother with that. So, you can try the ultimate version if you want. I don't think it's worth it for what we're going to do. I will only be using Studio and it's not really needed. And then you just hit Express 2013 for Windows. And it will do all that, blah, 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 and you'll see it down here. You can just click on it and you will just run through the installer. So, once you've got it installed, you just double click it. And knowing what Windows is like, it's probably going to open it on the wrong screen. To the downside to recording on your second monitor instead of your primary monitor. Not really ideal. So yes, so here we are. If I just drag it over, and you'll see something like this. I'm not going to bother signing in for this, just hit not now, maybe later. You can sign in, and if you have a Visual Studio web-based thing that it was asking me about setting up that I was saying is optional, it will link it in with that. And I don't really know the difference, to be honest. I think it's probably a bit like Word, Excel, PowerPoint. When you sign in, it synchronises all your style and makes it all look pretty, that kind of stuff. So now that we use that, let's just drag you over onto that screen. Yeah, just a general note as well with all the videos, I'm kind of recording them in a bit of a random order, not really kind of doing like 10 episodes of this and 10 episodes of that. So at the time of recording, for instance, I've started the Java one, and I did a random video as well that is to do with the BTEC Extended Diploma Unit 30, Unit 2 and Unit 28. If they're not all uploaded by the time this is, they will be soon, because I kind of want to start getting into it. I'm not sure whether I will kind of record what I feel like recording and then start to try and upload them in some order or not. I don't really know. So, this is what you're brought to. Now, you should be able to change the theme, actually. I don't know why it didn't allow me to, but personally, I quite like. Don't want that. I do quite like the other view, the darker. Yeah, the one that looks for me a bit nicer. So if you want to change that, you just hit. Oh, not that button. You just hit Tools. You hit Options. Maybe right at the top. So I'll go dark and OK. And it'll just change it to look a bit like this. This is how I'll be doing it. You can use the default blue, or if you don't like either of these, you can try light. But again, it's completely personal preference. It will not affect the development in the very slightest. So, to start off with, we're going to be doing console applications. It's a very good way if you've never done VB before to use it. And it's probably the best way of doing it. just so you are aware, as you'll notice up here, there are other options you can learn. You can do Visual C, Visual Basic, Visual C++, other languages like that, and there are quite a wide variety of languages that are supported within Visual Studio Express. We will only do Visual Basic. Java, as you will probably know, we will do in NetBeans. So yeah. Also, I can apologise for any background noise. Currently having stuff knocked out downstairs, knocking a wall out, and I've got to have the window open because otherwise my computer gets really hot. I start dripping with sweat and melt into my seat. Yeah. So then, I have decided that I'd rather my computer overheat and I melt, because that noise is getting irritating. So it should be a bit better. There's not a lot I can do about it, to be honest. Depending on when I record and what which topic I record, you'll hear it or you won't. It's going on for like 3 or 4 days, and it's for a few hours every day. So let's get started. So start off, you do File, you do New Project. You want it to be a console application, and we're going to call it we'll call it Hello World, because that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make it say Hello World. And this is what you're given. You will notice there are similarities between this and if you've ever worked with macros on Excel. There is a difference before someone says, oh, they're exactly the same. There's not. They are different, but they are similarities. We are learning Visual Basic. What the Excel spreadsheet macro is using is VBA, which I could not tell you what it stands for. I've never cared enough to look. So, this is a module. You don't really need to do anything other than know it's there. And then submain is what's actually been executed. If we hit start now, oh, it did pop up on your screen for a second, but it's just basically a command box pop up. So, the first thing I want you to do is hit enter twice. We're going to make it look half nice. I want you to write console dot write line. You'll then see that. Between the two brackets, I want you to open the speech marks, type hello world, and hit close the brackets. Okay? Now, if you try and run that by hitting start, you won't see it on mine yet. You just see if I can't drag you out like that. Now if you hit start, you see it pops up and goes straight away. Okay. And you're probably asking, well, what good's that? That's completely useless. Thanks for wasting my time. You're very welcome first. And the simple fact is, it's completed what it's here to do. There is absolutely nothing more it needs to do. Now, there are 2 ways we can basically tell it to stop and wait. The first one is by waiting for user input. That'd be me hitting enter or typing something and hitting enter. And for the most part, that's what you may as well do. The other option is a sleep way. So it actually will sleep for a set amount of time and then continue through. That's better if you don't want the user to have to do anything. So if you're doing a fully automated system, so I don't know, say you want it to kind of, like on the buses sometimes you get the big screen that'll say your next stop is this. It will then say that, then it'll clear again. There's no need for the driver or anyone else to hit enter, 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 enter. It does it on its own without thinking. So the first way we'll do is the user input way, and that's just console.read line. And then if you hit run, and I'll pull my thing over now, here it comes. If you hit start, it'll pop up, and as soon as you hit enter, it'll go again, because it's read the line, there's nothing more. So start, it'll do that, enter, done. The next way of doing it, if we just comment that out, which is just that's comments. If you want to do bulk comments, it's Control K and C. Hold down Control K, then Control C straight away. If we do, it won't work here. There. Okay. And then Control K U is uncomment. So Control K comment, Control K uncomment. That's how you need to remember that. The next option is something that we weren't ever taught when I was learning VB, and now I'm learning VB. It's something I kind of learnt myself, which I found very useful for these sort of things, and that is the sleep. And all you do then is threading .thread.sleep, open brackets, close brackets, and it's how many milliseconds. So for this, we're going to do 10 seconds, which is 10,000. Okay, and then if I slide you out like that, so you can just about see, I hope. It opens it. And closes it. So if I pull you that all the way out so you can actually see it, it's hello world. And it'll count down from 10 seconds. And close. So if I now set it to 2,000 milliseconds and hit run, just shorter. A useful thing for you to know as well is if you don't want to have to keep coming up and hitting start, you can hit F5. That will run it just the same as if you were hitting the start button, and it works perfectly fine for console applications to just do it like that. And to be honest, that's how I've always done it using VB. There's no real reason to do anything more than that. So that's about as much as I want to do for this. You've set up Visual Basic. You've learned how to write out a line. You've learned about the reading the lines. So just as a recap of that, this actually will read the user input. So in the next tutorial, we're going to set that as a variable, and we're going to assign the variable to whatever you put in. And you've also learned about making it sleep for however many thousand milliseconds. I've been Ryan Wild from the Superior Networks development and from the Superior Networks team. I can't actually remember what I was going to say because I completely screwed the words up there. So yeah, I hope you found this educational, useful. If you have any questions, please put in the comments. Feel free to tweet us to @snetworks1. You can email us admin@superior then a dash then networks.com, or you can go onto our website at www.superior then a dash then networks.com, and you can open a ticket there if you want any help on this, and we'll put you through to someone who knows probably the same amount as I do. So again, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all next time.